Hi, I'm Shawn Mashey, speaker, author, coach, and retreat leader, known as the inner peace advocate and leading expert in the field of self-solidarity. Over the past decade, I've helped thousands around the world build strong, successful lives and relationships by doing one thing really well, turning self-sabotage into unapologetic self-love and thriving. In addition to speaking on world stages, my team and I have hosted countless workshops, courses, retreats, and masterminds that teach people how to harness the healing symmetry contained in whatever is not working in their lives. As developer of the Wheel of Self-Forgiveness and the Living in Symmetry Blueprint, and facilitator of the work of Byron Katie, I began to see that if people could just spot the main go-to stories that were sabotaging whatever they wanted most, they could use our no matter what way tools to turn any stressful situation into peace, freedom, and rapid self-evolution. In fact, what I found is this. Arriving at what I call unconditional thriving all begins by identifying the one thought behind all emotional pain and turning around the primary mind-made conditions that create pain and sabotage in your life. By observing the habitual reactions these thoughts create, we can identify and eliminate the blind spots that form your primary self-sabotage style, detoxing the mind of its habitual wiring so you can apply these practical shortcuts for optimizing mind and body performance. In other words, spotting the ways you get in your own way and knowing how to compassionately reverse them makes all the difference. Everyone seems to dabble in all 5 self-sabotage styles at one time or another. So I'll offer a way at the end for you to learn more about them as well as what to do with them. But for now, let's go to your results. What is your self-sabotage style? Well, based on what I know about you from your answers in the quiz, I see that your primary self-sabotage style, meaning your go-to response in many stressful situations, is the made-up mind, or mum, affectionately known as the judge and jury. Here's what mum means. The made-up mind self-saboteur thrives on discerning what is wrong with any situation and who is responsible, judging or blaming others for what they are doing that it firmly believes is a problem. While its affectionate pet name is the judge and jury, the reason its official name is made up mind is that this mind is pretty much made up in advance that something is not going to be fair or someone is going to cut corners, not do their part, or get it wrong. This is a difficult one to be in. And if you're the mom style, you can't let go of the idea that you know best and you are compassionately, and even when judging others feels painful and isolating, your mind gives you a huge dose of self-righteous indignation whenever it spots anything outside of its rules of what should be. And you may be equally critical of yourself throughout the course of your day. But when your radar is set on what your spouse or the driver in the next lane or your colleagues or the government are doing, all you see is red. Where you can get in trouble also is that, like the self-sacrificing fixer, this style can go in the direction of trying to fix people or situations by giving advice, trying to organize or control others or life to help when no one has asked for your help. The difference is that the other style will bend over backwards, modifying their own behavior to bring out the outcome they think would be best, whereas the made-up mind is quite convinced that it can help by letting others know the right way to do things and that they just need to step up to the plate and change. Either way, in the business of managing others' paths doesn't do you any favors, because your efforts to help may be misunderstood or drive others away, sabotaging the very outcome you're intending and leaving you angry at yourself or defensive or resentful of them and then pulling away. So in the end, others may even act out or escalate and the relationship can fall apart because ultimately even though you feel like you might know a right way, the journey is theirs. So we're going to learn more about the mistakes and pitfalls and what can happen if these pitfalls aren't addressed and what you can do about them. But I'm going to jump the gun just for a minute and tell you right now that one of the biggest costs of letting this sneaky saboteur continue to run the show is that it blocks your ability to manifest what you want most. So it can keep you even from creating your own happy future or living your highest purpose. I sometimes call it your self-sabotage superpower, these styles, because these forms of getting in our own way come so easily to us that we may not even notice we're doing it. But once you recognize and know how to flip your main go-to self-sabotage style into the deep, unshakable kind of self-love and advocacy that you can get through this process, it will become your self-solidarity superpower. Knowing how to harness the symmetry inherent in life's daily challenges as a tailor-made path to peace changes everything. And it all begins with knowing how to reveal and reverse the proclamations and conditions of your self-sabotage style. Reconnect to the gifts in what's happening and let life guide you into aligned action on your own behalf for a kind of freedom, love, and leadership you could not have experienced till you got out of your own way. Okay, so now that we've uncovered your self-sabotage style, there are some things you can do almost immediately to start moving into a fearless win-win way of life where you're no longer sabotaging your ability to stay relaxed, hopeful, and connected to your dreams. First, it's important to compassionately detoxify the types of thoughts that will predictably hold you back every time you engage in them. In fact, they form the basis for all self-sabotage. I've got a very effective challenge called the 5-day thought detox that I'm constantly updating based on our data and the success of challengers so far in our years of running it. It's not about affirming over the well-meaning but destructive survival scripts that throw you off course. Instead, this thought freedom intensive is scientifically designed to quickly guide you in about 90 minutes a day through a simple, powerful process of spotting, updating, and rewiring the brain's habitual pathways. They're so intimately linked with the trauma held in our bodies, too, so we start to be able to release that at the same time. The 5-day thought detox is a safe, supportive, and fun way to cleanse your specific emotional stumbling blocks and the mental mechanisms that sabotage the very things you want most, moving you into a year and a life of clarity, fulfillment, and achievement. And when you do this, the ripple effect on every aspect of your life is phenomenal, as the people around you and the visions you've been putting on hold are also victims of these mental processes. These self-sabotage scripts that unconsciously drive whatever behaviors aren't working for us usually aren't working for those in our lives either. So many relationships and situations begin to improve and dreams begin to manifest when you know what to do with this stinking thinking. Most of all, you'll be changing your relationship to yourself and your ability to live your own vision and enjoy each part of your life, which is a great relief to the parts of you that have been suffering at the hands of all 5 self-sabotage styles. Yes, everyone engages in some level in all 5 and the thinking that drives them, even though most people have that primary one. That's why I'm adding a bonus for those quiz takers who click from this page to go to a page where you can sign on for the 5-day thought detox. When you sign on now directly from this page and the one it goes to, you'll get my comprehensive self-sabotage styles report guide to the 5 when you're inside the challenge. The report lets you know how to spot all 5, and the thought detox lets you know what to do with the thinking that drives them. What would knowing how to evolve your stressful thinking into a direct path to peace, proactivity, and power be worth to you? Quiz takers can sign on right now for the detox from this page with no further qualification. Just click below to learn more and join us.